What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 230 recap video. It happened last night. I hope you saw because it was a great event. So please catch up if you haven't seen it. I got 4 out of 5 picks. So good night for me. And I'm kind of on a roll because if you pay attention to my Twitter and Instagram, you have seen last week I got my pick of Anthony Smith over Ozdemir and Johnson over Lobov. So I'm on a roll. All right, let's talk about last night's event. First up, I chose Israel Adesanya to beat Derek Brunson, and boy, did he. We know that these two were talking back and forth trash, so we expected fireworks, and that's what we got the first round. Derek tried to put it on him first, but tried to push him up against the cage, tried to take him down, but tried to make him wear his body weight. He wasn't too successful. Israel was able to clock him in between times, but he was rushed in that first round. So I could see how you could give that first round to Derek because Derek started first. He controlled the pacing and was on the aggressive more than Israel, even though Israel probably landed more shots in that first round because he's incredibly accurate. OMG. All right, second round. One of the commentators actually called it. They said every time he rushes in, he's dropping his left, and Israel's going to pick up on that. And boy, did he. He picked up on that. He timed a knee, blow, and that was the beginning of the end. He dropped Derek. Derek stood back up. He stood back, clocked him again, bow, drops him again. He's wobbly. He gets back up, bow, wobbly again across the octagon. And this was usually when a fighter gets hurt, you see, this wasn't a barrage of shots, and like every fifth shot was landing. No, Israel took his time. You could see his eyes seeing his target. These were combinations that mostly landed. He stood back, blow, stood back again, blow, and he was so accurate. And because of the accuracy, I can understand the shades of Anderson Silva comparison. I get it. And he's really good. And I think he's just going to get better. And if he develops that ground game, which he definitely needs to work on, whew. Now, next up, who would you like to see Israel Adesanya fight next? Next up, I got this pick as well. I chose Carl Robertson to beat Jack Marshman, and he did. This was a 3-round unanimous decision, all in his favor. I completely agree. He started from the beginning. He started first. He outshot him. He landed the harder shots. He was able to take him down. This wasn't a complete domination. Jack did have his moments, but this was a clear victory in favor of Carl Robertson. I think he may be undefeated, or maybe just one loss. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think he's a young prospect as well. And let me know how his knee is. He hurt his knee in this fight. Who would you like to see Robertson fight next? Next up, this is the pick I did not get. I chose David Branch to beat Jared Cannonier. And honestly, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, I haven't seen Jared in a while. Let's see how he looks. He's looking good. He's looking good. This ended in the second round. You could say that David won the first round because, again, he was first. He was the aggressor. He was able to take him down. He wasn't able to mount much of an offense on the ground. Jared was able to pop back up each time. He had his moments, but again, first round went to David Branch. Next round, kind of more of the same except for less successful for David. I don't know if he started to gas or if Jared just started to pick up on what was happening and was able to counter it better. He ended up landing, it looked like an overhand right, kind of almost like a straight, so like slightly curved right hand, which knocked him back on his butt. Boom! Then he got on top, ground and pound, ref stopped the fight. Great stoppage, great win for Jared. And he made really good use of his mic time afterwards. At first the crowd, great victory, so they were on his side, of course. But then it was kind of a low energy feeling when he started talking. But then he started, I love my time in here in New York. I saw this site, this site. And the crowd totally got behind him again. He created a moment for himself, not only in the octagon, but on the mic as well. Good job all the way around for Jared Cannonier. Who would you like to see him fight next? Next up, co-main event, and I got this pick, and wow! I told you in my predictions. Oh, by the way, I did my predictions all on Twitter and Instagram, by the way, on this entire event. You gotta follow me everywhere. Now, I got this pick as well, and I told you I was picking this almost purely on biasness because I love Jacare not only as a fighter but as a man. I think he's so nice. Plus, I think that Weidman has a longer career left, and so I felt like this is probably his last shot at a title shot. Not so sure about anything anymore. Let's get into this. I got the pick. First round, second round goes to Chris. Chris Weidman was winning this fight, y'all. He was winning this fight. His boxing looked sharp. sharp. Combinations look sharp. This was a stand-up battle, which is what I said in my prediction video. I said because they're both so strong on the ground, I think it might be a stalemate. We might see a stand-up game, which is what we saw here. Chris Weidman, again, had a little bit quicker hand speed. He had some nice combinations. He was moving forward. He was initiating contact. He was landing more shots. The whole nine. Hard shots that would stop Jacare's movement. Jacare, of course, had his moments, especially in the second round. The second round, he managed to do more. Seemed like he woke up. First round, Chris Weidman even drew blood on Jacare. Looked like Jacare's nose might be broken. He was breathing primarily out of his mouth. So look, Chris Weidman was winning this fight. Third round, he gets caught. They're in an exchange. First off, he's actually the one with the momentum at this point. He's turning it on to in the beginning. He's turning on to Jacare, landing a bunch of shots and combinations. Now Jacare is moving and rolling with all of these shots, so they're not actually hitting that clean. But Chris is landing. Then Jacare managed to land a couple shots. Now he's pouring on it. In that, he lands a right to the temple, then it skates off, and it pretty much knocks Chris Weidman all the way out. Sleeping with his eyes open, on the ground, head off the ground, stuck in suspension. We all know what that looks like with the eyes glazed over. He's out. This fight is over. And for some reason, the ref didn't stop it. Now, we all know that the ref gives more leeway to certain fighters that they know to be tough. And Chris Weidman is known to be tough. But ref, we could see from the audience looking through the TV screen that this man was done. He was done. So Jacare was like, man, what, you want me to hit him some more? So he hit him a couple more times that were completely unnecessary. Then the ref stopped the fight. But this was a KO because he knocked him out with that first shot. It was a TKO, but like I said, this was a KO because he was knocked out with that first shot. Great win for Jacare Souza. Who would you like to see him fight next? He thinks he should get the winner of the Whitaker Gastelum fight, and I'm inclined to agree. I said that Chris Weidman has more career left, but I'm not quite sure if I was correct on that. One of the things that was said was Chris Weidman said this was the first camp in a long time where he was completely healthy throughout the entire camp. And I forget that he has had a history of injuries. Maybe he doesn't have more career left than Jacare. Who knows? Fight years is him. Now, on to the main event. Got this pick, and still the UFC heavyweight champion, Mr. DC Daniel Cormier. He successfully defeated the Thriller Gorilla, Mr. Derek Lewis. And is it the Black Gorilla or the Black Beast? I've totally spaced on his nickname. I'm so sorry. Someone let me know. Okay. This went how we thought it would, and it ended in the second round. Second round, though. Derek managed to make it through the second round. There was a couple of moments in the first while he was standing. Like I said in my prediction video on Twitter and Instagram, I said, how much time does Derek have to knock out DC before DC gets his hands on him and takes him down to the ground? Well, the answer to that was about 90 seconds. And he didn't get the job done. There was a few moments where he almost hit DC. I think there was where it kind of skated off a few moments. But like I said in my prediction video, DC's going to be smart. He's not going to be overconfident. He's not going to get overzealous. He's not going to be sloppy. He's going to protect his head at all times. He's going to play it safe, and that's what happened here. He took Derek down, managed to mount some ground and pound, but Derek actually did a good job of he got back to his feet a couple times, got drugged right back down, but he wasn't completely just mollywopped on the ground in that first round, okay? So second round comes, and it's a little bit easier for DC to get the takedown this time. He gets the takedown, gets his back rear naked choke, tap, tap, and still. Again, this is kind of what we all expected to happen. Great title defense. DC becomes the first fighter to not only win a title in two divisions, but to defend that belt in both divisions, and he is in the conversation of greatest pound for pound. He is. It is not his fault, but another man does. Period. So, who do you think is next for DC? This is what he says. He says at light heavyweight, it's John Jones or no one. So if Gustafsson wins, it's no one. At heavyweight, if Brock can't make it, it's Stipe. It should be Stipe anyway. But at this point, DC has earned the right to get himself a money fight before he retires in March when he turns 50 or 40. And if I believe him, do you believe him when he says he's going to retire? Do you think he's going to have a couple more fights come out of retirement? Let me know, honestly, do you believe him and why? I do believe him. His kids are pretty young. They're like 7 and 9. He's turning 40, not 30. So why not retire while you still got your wits and still got a lot of time to spend with your kids? So I believe him. Let me know if you believe him. Let me know who you think should be next for him and what should be next for Derek Lewis as well. Let me know how you did on all of this entire card. Again, injury updates and reports, especially for like Robertson. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I have my 15-second predictions. I tell you, it was like a minute. I tell you about them all the time. You got to follow me everywhere. Facebook, Snapchat, subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.